Hi everyone, it's me. I'm back. How's it going? I hope everybody had a lovely and wonderful Merry Christmas and that y'all are having a good weekend. I was out of commission for a few days. Okay, no, that's a lie. I was lazy for a few days. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I had every intention of doing this, but I didn't, and I really have zero excuses. I mean, I have a lot of excuses, but that's what they are excuses. So I'm not even going to give them to you. But I decided to come back and talk about what happened on Christmas. Yeah. For those of you that follow me on Facebook or Instagram, or you follow my mother on Facebook or Instagram, you probably know what happened to me, but I'm going to talk about it. So I went to the emergency room / urgent care thing. It says both, urgent care / emergency room, which let's talk about that really fast. When I got there, when I finally did get there, they asked me, like, do you know how much your emergency room copay is? And I looked at that lady and I said, I'm not paying my emergency room copay. Your sign says urgent care. And she said, but we're also an emergency room. And I said, but you're also an urgent care. So I paid my urgent care copay. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna have to pay an arm and a leg for all the stuff that they did when I was there, but whatever. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you go to an urgent care / emergency room. But yeah, so anyways, on Christmas Day, I was sitting on my parents' couch and like my chest was super tight. Like it was really hard to breathe. And of course I said multiple times, like, I can't breathe. Like, this is not good. I have asthma, right? I've had asthma since I was like 6. So I had an inhaler, which is good. So I decided I would just use my inhaler. Not a big deal, right? Don't make fun of my fingernails. I need to paint them. Bad situation. But yeah, I decided I would use my inhaler. My inhaler was like not working. And not that it wasn't working as in like it wasn't doing its job. Like it physically was not working. Like I couldn't get anything to come out of it. But at the same time, I couldn't really breathe. So I don't know if maybe I just couldn't like breathe in enough to get anything out of it. I don't know. But it wasn't working. So my mom's like, I don't know, are you okay? Like do you need to go to the doctor? Like we can take you to the emergency room. And I'm like, I'm fine. This has happened before where like I can't, like my chest gets tight and I can't breathe very well, but it gets better. Well, it doesn't get better and I start wheezing. And I'm like, all right, this is really not good. After a while, I'm like, I should probably, like, my dad convinces me, let's at least go to Walgreens and see if we can get my inhaler fixed, because he tried it doesn't work. So it's like, all right, cool. Well, I have telemed, so I decided, telemed's the thing where you can, like, basically submit a request and a doctor will call you and, like, diagnose you over the phone, which I've done for my inhaler a million times. Like, that's how I get it refilled. So I submitted a request to telemed and decided to wait. Normally it takes them 2 to 6 minutes, not on Christmas Day, to get back to me. So I did that, and my dad proceeds to put me in the car and take me to Walgreens. Now, my parents live in Waco. Not only do they live in Waco, they live in the middle of nowhere Waco, out on the outskirts of town. So the closest Walgreens is in Woodway, like 30 minutes away. It's absolutely ridiculous. Very, very far. So we get to Walgreens. My dad's trying to talk to the pharmacist and is like, hey, she can't breathe. Can you refill her inhaler because it doesn't work? So she looks me up in the system. I've never once gotten my inhaler filled at Walgreens. I always get it done at HEB. So they don't have my actual prescription. They can't refill it. She's like, there's an urgent care emergency room right next door. Like, she should probably go there. She doesn't sound very good. So we go over there. Now, granted, I don't go to the doctor. I don't like doctors. That's a whole nother ridiculous situation. But I'm not a fan of doctors. I don't like going. I don't like paying for somebody to give me a whole bunch of drugs that I probably shouldn't be taking because it's just masking what's actually wrong with me. Hence why I have a holistic practitioner. Yeah, she's great. Anyways, so, and mind you, I have already been messaging her as well, being like, hey, this is what's going on with me. I don't know what's wrong. Telling her like what I've eaten, all that great stuff. So we get to the urgent care and they're checking me in. I'm giving them my insurance and my doctor like telemed calls. And so I pick up the phone and start talking to him and telling him like, this is what's wrong with me. And he's like, whoa, you sound awful. You need to go to the emergency room right now. I can tell that you cannot breathe. It doesn't sound like you're getting any air into your lungs. You go to the emergency room right now. I'm going to send in a prescription for your inhaler and for a steroid inhaler and a steroid in case for whatever reason you're not taking my advice, but you need to get somebody to drive you to the emergency room. Like, I can't make you do it, but that's what you need to do. You sound awful. I'm like, great. I'm already at the emergency room, so I might as well stay. Like, great. So I stay, and I start to not wheeze anymore. I'm like, great. I'm getting better. I don't even need to be here. Granted, my chest is super tight, and I legit cannot breathe. But I'm not wheezing anymore. So we're going in the right direction. So they check me in. They take me to the back. And the doctor starts talking to me, and he's like, whoa. We need to get you on a steroid nebulizer right now and put an IV in you with some steroids and some fluids. I'm like, okay, but I'm not wheezing anymore. So he proceeds to tell me that when you can't breathe, it starts out that you just can't get enough air into your lungs, or it's like shortness of breath. Then you start wheezing. And then if it proceeds to progress, that probably doesn't even make sense. Oh, well, whatever. Then you stop wheezing because you don't have enough air. You're not breathing in enough air in order to wheeze. So I'm sitting here thinking that I'm getting better, and I'm actually getting worse. I'm getting worse. So they give me steroid nebulizer, steroid IV fluids. And slowly but surely, as I'm sitting there with my little nebulizer, like, I'm so cute. I can finally breathe again. Like, legit, I can breathe a lot better. Now, I'm not at 100%, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was. So, that's well, good, and wonderful. So, we go, we leave, I get checked out. I get a super patient sticker because I'm a super patient. And then we go to Walgreens, and I get my inhaler, my steroid inhaler, an antibiotic because apparently I had an asthma attack and I have bronchitis, or possible bronchitis. So I get an antibiotic. And then my ER doctor had called me in 20 milligram prednisone, which is a steroid. And my telemed doctor had called me in 50 milligram prednisone, steroid. So I get all of this. Now, I don't need all of this. They just pumped me full of steroids when I was at the ER doctor. And now I just have all of these. I just have a mound of medicine. So I decided I'm not going to take the steroid pills, prednisone. But I would take the antibiotic just in case I really do have an infection that I need to start fighting immediately. And then I have my inhalers. So, I am keeping the prednisone, and I'm taking it to the deer lease with me just in case I have some kind of crazy reaction when I'm out there. But this is a very, very good example of how doctors just give you a whole bunch of stuff. Granted, my doctor was super, super nice. Everybody at the emergency room was super nice. I've never seen such happy people that are working on Christmas Day. They're just like over the top nice people. I think they're just the best. I also felt super high when I left the emergency room, which is weird because I didn't have any pain medicine, but I don't know. My mom says because they pumped me full of steroids so quickly, maybe it like rushed to my head. As soon as the lady took my blood, I was like, whoa. It's weird. been high ever since. I don't know. My roommate thought I was high yesterday. I'm not, just so y'all know, but it's a funny story to add in. But anyways, so yeah. So all of that medication, like, I'm not taking it because I don't feel that I need it. I think it was just a matter of controlling right then and there, which we did with the nebulizer and the IV. But it's been 3 days now. I have progressively gotten better. I'm back in Austin. I worked out this morning. I did, my friend challenged me to row. Now, granted, he challenged me this after he knew that I assume he knew that I was in the emergency room for asthma, but he challenged me to do a 2,000 meter row in 8 minutes. I did it in 9 minutes and 48 seconds, which in my opinion is pretty great for being in the emergency room for asthma. 3 days before. So I'm going to do it again tomorrow and then the next day until I can actually get it down to 8 minutes, because I was pissed that I couldn't do it in 8 minutes. But yeah, so that's all well and good on the home front now. But let's talk about why it happened. This is a big deal, people. Big deal! So, I've always had allergies. I've always had asthma, at least since I was 6 years old. I've had 5 sinuplasties, which is basically like sinus surgery for my nose, because I grow cute little stuff in my nose, like polyps. Woo! So I've had surgery multiple times. That was not the first time I've had to use a nebulizer, although it's the first time in over 15 years that I've had to use a nebulizer, if not more than that. First time I've had bronchitis in, I don't know, 19, 20 years probably. But the allergies I have allergies all year long, but the cedar and stuff like that is definitely pretty bad during the winter time. And with that, I know most of y'all that follow me probably know that I have a pretty good diet plan situation. Not like a diet, damn it. Oh no, that's okay. Okay. Gary Vee is doing this like 90-second club thing right now. And the last video that I made, I ended it in the middle of it because he posted something, but this time he added to his story. So it's not exactly the same thing. It's a little bit different. I can check that in a minute. But anyways, yeah, so I have I have a holistic practitioner, and I'm kind of trying to be a little bit more conscious about what I put in my body. So I don't eat a whole lot of sugar. They said try not to eat a whole lot of sugar. Yeah, it's just not good for you. I eat whole foods, meat and vegetables. I even cut down on I love fruit. Love fruit. I said fruit weird. Fruit. I love fruit. Yeah, I tried to cut down on that some because it has a lot of sugar in it. So, cut down on all of that. On Christmas Eve, I ate an entire bag of orange Milano cookies from Pepperidge Farm. I did not stutter. I ate a whole bag. On Christmas Day in the morning, I probably ate 5 or 6 more, not bags, 5 or 6 more cookies. And I had a few other things that I don't normally eat. Somebody in my dad's congregation made him these like oyster cracker things. They were amazing. I ate some of those. Not a whole bunch of them, but I ate some of those. So probably had some gluten. Definitely had gluten. And had sugar. Like a lot of sugar. That causes a lot of inflammation. So I'm already in a place that I'm not normally. Like in Austin, there's a lot of allergies, but I'm taking allergy drops that basically it's all the allergies from here. So I'm kind of used to these as I scratch my nose. I haven't taken my allergy medicine today. But yeah, so I go to Waco and like things there are a little bit different. So I already have that. I'm in a new environment. I ate eggs, which I haven't had in like 3 years. And I ate a lot of eggs. They're so good. And then I ate a lot of sugar, had some gluten. So all of these things cause inflammation. When your lungs are constricted, inflammation is not helping anything. So I firmly believe that what happened to me had a whole lot to do with the food that I was eating. not to mention the allergens and things like that are out there anyways. So I've pretty much decided I'm not going to eat sugar for a while, which I was already kind of doing anyways, so it's not really that big of a deal. But this is a big deal. Sugar is in everything. I bought this kale salad earlier at HEB because I worked out and was really hungry, and I haven't made my chickens yet. I'm going home to make my chickens right now. This actually has 2 grams of sugar in it. I've read the ingredients. I don't know where the sugar is coming from, but nonetheless has sugar in it, which blows my mind. But I also bought chicken, so that's good. So a few things to take away from this. Number 1, don't take all of the medicine that your doctor gives you, because sometimes they're just giving you something to mask whatever is actually wrong with you. And then your symptoms persist. Not one time did a doctor ask me what I ate, if I did anything different in the last few days. I was asked one time, what were you doing when this happened? I was sitting on the couch. Like, how is that not a red flag? I literally couldn't breathe after not doing anything. Hello? That's an issue. Nobody just stops breathing for no reason. So, I highly encourage everyone, if you have any kind of reaction to something, or if something is going on with you and you don't know what it could be, do a little bit of research. Get a holistic doctor. And when I say do research, do not just go on Google and Google something, because 9 times out of 10, WebMD is going to tell you that you're going to die. So do actual legit research. Find, there's tons of people, whether it's influencers, doctors, any kind of healthcare professional that's on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find them anywhere. My holistic practitioner is Lahana Vigliano. She's on Instagram as Thrival Nutrition. She's great. You don't even have to talk to her. She just posts a whole lot of really good, helpful things on her page. You can click on her and look at the people that she follows. Follow some of those people. You don't necessarily have to change everything. You don't have to read 12 books to figure things out. Just kind of educate yourself on the things that are out there. Food, exercise, all that kind of stuff. It's super, super, super important to kind of know what's happening within yourself. Even if you're not having a reaction, if you're eating a whole bunch of junk food, chances are you have no idea what's happening in your body, but something is happening. I personally would highly encourage you taking out little by little the things that you are eating and start replacing them with other things. If you eat, let's start with milk chocolate. You eat a bunch of M&Ms, switch over to dark chocolate. That's a super easy one. Many more health benefits to eating dark chocolate versus milk chocolate, and then maybe slowly you can start reducing your consumption of that. If you eat, you eat stuff with barbecue sauce on it, maybe you could change it to a healthier barbecue sauce, because that stuff has a lot of sugar in it. If you use sriracha, Dad, start using Tabasco again. Dad, sriracha has sugar in it. There's all different things that you can switch over for healthy alternatives. Yeah. If you're not going to care about your body and your health, who is? You only got one of you. Take care of you. You deserve it. Have a great day. I hope you learned something. Like, comment, share down there. I would appreciate it. And share with your friends.